Have you ever been to Japan? Have you tried Italian food? Have you learned the present perfect? That's what we're going to do in today's lesson. Today, we'll look at the form of the present perfect, how and when to use it, and at the end, you'll get some phrases and examples that you need to know. So what does the present perfect look like? Let's start with positive forms. We start with the subject, in this case, I. We add have, finally the past participle, been, and after an object or object phrase. I have been at home. I have been at home. You have been at home. She or he has been at home. It has been at home. We have been at home. And they have been at home. So you probably noticed that he, she, and it looked a little different. Those ones use has. Let's take a closer look. She has been at home. He has been at home. It has been at home. Let's take a closer look at that second verb, the one that comes after have or has. Sometimes the verbs are regular, and sometimes they're irregular. Regular verbs have ed at the end, just like in these examples here. I have walked home. She has called me. They have moved away. I have cooked dinner. She has watched it. They have finished it. These are the regular forms with the ed ending. Present perfect irregular verbs have a very different looking verb. I have gone home. She has eaten her lunch. They have left the office. I have fallen down. She has felt sick all day. They have forgotten me. Can you see the difference between the regular ed verbs and the irregular verbs? Now we're going to look at the shortened forms or contracted forms. Very often when people speak in English, they shorten these forms a little bit. Let's take a look. In the short form, we join the have or has with the subject. I've gone home. You've gone home. She's gone home or he's gone home. It's gone home. We've gone home. And they've gone home. This sounds much more natural, especially when you're speaking. Now, let's take a look at the negative forms. In the negative forms, we start with the subject, I. Then we add have. Then the word not. Next, we have the past participle. And finally, the object. I have not gone home. For the rest of the subjects, we have you have not gone home. She, he, it has not gone home. We have not gone home. They have not gone home. The negative form can also be shortened, but this time we do it a little differently. I haven't gone home. You haven't gone home. She, he, it hasn't gone home. We haven't gone home. They haven't gone home. This time, we join have and not together. Now, if this is a bit confusing and you're thinking there's all these rules, well, we've got something to make it a little bit easier. Be sure to download the PDF linked below. It will have all the information about the present perfect that you need. All right, so we've looked at the positive form, we've looked at the negative form, we've looked at shortened forms. Now let's take a look at questions. So we see here we've got the basic sentence, they have gone home. If we want to make this into a question, we change the order of the words. Have they gone home? And we add a question mark at the end. The rest of them look like this. Have I gone home? Have you gone home? Has she or he gone home? Has it gone home? Have we gone home? Have they gone home? And of course, there are negative question forms. Have I not gone home? Have you not gone home? Has she or he not gone home? Has it not gone home? Have we not gone home? Have they not gone home? And of course, we can shorten the negative question forms as well. So when we put the present perfect into the negative question form, the not moves next to have. Haven't they gone home? And here are the rest. Haven't I gone home? Hasn't she or he gone home? Hasn't it gone home? Haven't you gone home? Haven't we gone home? Haven't they gone home? We often use the present perfect in a negative question form to confirm an idea that we already have. I think he's gone home, so I ask, hasn't he gone home? So how do we use the present perfect? Okay, so we've gone through all the grammar and the rules and the correct forms of the present perfect. But how can you start using this today? Let's take a closer look. Experience. Have you ever been to Sydney? Yes, I have. Or have you ever tried Korean food? No, I haven't. We often use the present perfect to ask people about their experience or talk about our own experience. Let's look at some other examples. Have you seen the new Pixar movie? Yes, I have. Or no, I haven't. Or maybe, no, not yet. Have you called your parents lately? No, I haven't. Or no, not lately. Or maybe, yes, I called them last week. We often use the present perfect with the word never. I've never been to Russia. I've never had Japanese food. I've never seen Star Wars. Experience is the most common way we use the present perfect. Let's take a look at some other ways. I've just. Do you want to go get lunch? I've just eaten. This is another way of responding by saying no and explaining. Did you read the email? I've just read it. I've just is a very good way to highlight that something happened very close to now. How long? So we very often have to answer these questions about where we live and what we do for work. And so with these two words, we can often use the present perfect to give a little bit of detail about ourselves. Imagine you've met someone new and they ask you, where do you live? Or what do you do for work? You could say, I live in Melbourne. I've lived here for 8 years. Or I work at E2. I've worked here for a year. So in both of these examples, we're using the present perfect to show the duration of the activity. I've lived in Melbourne for 8 years, or I've worked here for 1 year. These two examples are a little bit different, but they have very similar information. I live in Melbourne. I've been here since 2013. Or I work at E2. I've worked here since last year. These examples don't necessarily talk about the duration, they just reference when it started. So the words for and since are very common with the present perfect. Unfinished time. In some situations, it's not over. It's going to continue. It's going to continue today, or maybe it's going to continue for the rest of your life. Let's take a look at some examples. I've watched Star Wars 10 times. She's had 3 cups of coffee today. I've put on a lot of weight this year. Or, I've lost weight this month. In these examples, the story's not quite finished. I might watch Star Wars 10 more times in the future. I might continue to gain weight or lose weight. The process is still happening. So again, we're using the present perfect to connect something to the present moment. Finally, still happening now. This is a little bit more of an advanced example of how to use present perfect. But in these examples, something is happening right now and it's having an impact on the situation. I've forgotten my password. And right now, I cannot log into my computer. I've had too much coffee. And now I feel sick or I can't sleep. I haven't sent it. So you don't have it right now. So in these examples, something that has or has not happened in the past is still having an effect right now. So what now? We've looked at the form, we've looked at the use. Now you need to practice. Be sure to download the PDF linked below. It has all of the forms, usages, and a few activities for you to do as well. I'm Mark. This has been the Present Perfect. Thank you very much.